Yo, what's up people, it's your boy P, also known as CAPTAINP67. We're back out with another God build video for you today. And I literally just this second ago just finished my new Pyromancer build. So if you're a fan of like more classes than one, make sure you check out my Pyromancer build. It's a first Feed the Flames eruption build out there whatsoever. The most God tier build, everything included. I've explained everything in the guide and you can definitely check that video out. We're on a base of 1 million nominee power on that build and you can see the numbers go crazy. And like I was just saying in the other video quickly, if you are looking at videos and content creators showing like small little snippets of something like damage they're doing, that's fine, but make sure you watch a full video of them or their so-called builds they do, because you want to be covering everything. So if something's a true God build, you want to see its worst situation, how good it is, not just in one optimal situation where it can look good but then it's not good in the actual mission. Some builds I've seen that they're fine in that, but they look okay for people claiming they're doing billions of damage, but then when you look at the numbers and you're not that impressed because it's not factual. So if there are any content creators that you are watching, just make sure if they are showing a video or a guide, just actually let them show you a full trial or a full run or something, so you can see the build in its best and its worst, and I'll give you a full breakdown, not just numbers of this much damage and this much damage. Everyone's numbers are going to be different based off the apocalypse scaling obviously. So if you're seeing people claiming I'm doing billions and billions, that's fine, but that's not that difficult when you're at a higher level. But at lower level, for getting good like damage, depends on obviously your gear, and you're going to level up with your Ascension level. So everyone's level is going to be different. Everyone's build is going to be different, but like I said, for me, this is the true ultimate OP Devastator build, like hands down, no holds barred. I don't care what no one says. I've got 4 buffs on my build, and I haven't sacrificed anything. It's got the full seismic commander set on there, full bleed procs, everything, additional bleed as well, and 4 buffs at anomaly. On base, we've got 974,000 anomaly base, but just with the build alone, just by running around for 5 seconds, that will go over to 1 million. So just like my pyro, the base is 1 million anomaly. This is post patch as well, so this is all after the patch. I did a video before the patch, funnily enough, with Devastator, and a guide video for my Devastator, my old Devastator. This is my new Devastator. This should go up to 1 million now, roughly. Yeah, there you go, 1.1 million. So just by running around alone, that gives you to 1.1 million. So both builds are based for 1 million anomaly minimum, and the damage isn't crazy. And this actually has 4 buffs, anomaly buffs on the build, just the build, not the weapons. So let that sink in for you. So again, I've got all that optimized, and again, if you want to see the pyro build, I've done exactly the same thing. First Feed the Flames build, something different. I ran a trials yesterday after the patch was done, cleared it, first time clear, first try on stream. I stream on Twitch every day, CAPTAINP67 on Twitch. So if you need any carries and you need support, then I got you. And again, if you got any content creators that create original builds that are amazing, make sure you give them credit. If you're copying their build or using their build, just make sure you give them credit. So again, you can check my timestamps, you can check all the builds I've done. It's all logged. I was one of the first people to do it with Devastator. I was the first one to do the 4 Impales and the 3 Earthquakes build before anybody. The full Seismic Commander Bleed build as well, which I showed on my stream many a times. And I do carries every day for the community between 4 to 6 hours a day, as well as God build videos and full God build videos. You don't need to change any pieces. You don't need to do halfway through a fight for ads or bosses. No, my builds just cover everything. So ad clear, I got you. Bosses, I got you, and you're done. So without further ado, let's get into the build. This is my, again, 4 Impale, 3 Earthquake build, everything included with 4 buffs. So again, exclusive here, I don't care what no one says, hands down. I've checked it, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the Feed the Flames eruption build as well. And that's what I like to do. I like to think outside the box, make the content fresh. And if it takes me longer than a few other people, I don't mind. But I don't have any dead mods in none of my builds, and I make sure everything's done to a T properly. So that's a true God build in my opinion as well. So yeah, at start we go, we're going to use the Bandlord's Greth Helm, and we've got anomaly power, cooldown reduction and status power. Now we've got Shredder included. Enemies not killed by the skiller hit with a second spike after the 0.5 second delay, dealing 50% of the damage dealt by the first spike. Now we've got our base at 2.2 million without any buffs. So if you do your calculations yourself, which I explained the pyro, same thing, 2.2 million, half that for the next spike, and you're roughly looking at another million on top just with 1 spike. So again, 3 million off base without any buffs. That's not including your buffs from the Earthquake and the skill tree, which we'll go into as well. We've got extra quakes. The skill can be activated 1 more time for triggering the cooldown. And we have stand tall in the bottom. So receive a 49,633 nominee power bonus and a 53,313 firepower bonus when out of cover for more than 5 seconds. Next piece we're going to Ceremonial Mantle. Again, your pieces might be different, but again, as closely as you can build this, amazing. But everyone is going to have different pieces, different RNG. But it's ideally you want to just get this so you don't have to sacrifice a single thing and have everything maxed out to a T. So with Ceremonial Mantle, we've got bonus firepower, status, power healing received. We've got second quake, earthquake, skill can be activated 1 more time, triggering the cooldown. No resistance against a fortified has been slightly nerfed to 35% to 65 now. So increase your resistance piercing by 65% of your armor piercing value. Earth's Legacy increases the skills range by 60%. So that's definitely essential to do those earthquakes across the map. Anomaly power bonus, status power bonus on the Seismic Commander's leg armor, and cooldown reduction, amazing, hence why we've got our cooldown so low, and everything we can spam if we want to. Now, like I said before, I mentioned not only do we got anomaly buffs, we've got increased damage. So you got increased damage by the Seismic Commander set by 50%, then you've got Tainted Blood, an additional 16% on top of that, not including what's in your skill tree, so all stacks up and it's crazy damage. We got Ultimate Impaler, so the skill can be activated 2 more times before triggering the cooldown. Like I said before, it's not a 3 impale, it's a 4 impale. So that extra impale based off my 2.2 million, plus when I hit an enemy, it does an extra, say, 1 million argument, say 1.1 million, 1 point something million. You've got multiple, you got 4 of those. So in that short span of time, you got 4 of those, plus your earthquakes. And the cooldown time is so ridiculous. You can do 3 earthquakes, 4 impales, and your earthquakes come back. So you can just stack those in succession. So that's what, 10 hits in a row. That's why I'm saying this build is nuts, absolutely nuts. And again, I got you if it's exclusive. So then we got also Move Groove as well. Moving increase your anomaly power by 49,633 and firepower by 53,313. Now again, with my God build videos, what I do is, not only do I do anomaly power like and firepower based or hybrid builds, but this is a true definition of it. This is what I mean. Not only your skills, like the pyro, the same thing with the pyro build I just mentioned. Anomaly power is base 1 million without your buffs, without your extra packs tree stuff on the pyro. However, I did mention a mod that was added to make the firepower crazy as well. So if you play a bit of a mixed player, like you use your abilities, you get bored, it's monotonous using skills, you can play firepower with it as well, mix it up, and you still get crazy firepower, still do a lot of damage. So there's buffs or buff the anomaly power and firepower, and I'll go through the weapons with you as well, which is a lot of fun to play. And again, also if you watch my clear trials of the Devastator post patch, I just released it in like 5 hours. I just ran the trials solo. I've already posted on YouTube. It's like a 50-minute video, full breakdown of this build, and it shows the actual gameplay in the worst situation, the best situations, and how ridiculous the build is. And we just sped through that like a speed run while I was talking to the viewers on stream casually. Then we got Seismic Commander gloves, max health, status, power, skills, life leech. Impaler again, skill can be activated 1 more time for triggering the cooldown, which is against the 4 impales. Ground Crush Earthquake is base, so we increase that by 588, 375, which is a Ground Crush mod, which again will be doing crazy damage off the earthquakes as well as the impale, and they stack together, and you can do 10 in succession, because that's how ridiculous the build is. Arms anomaly, very important for the buffs, which I mentioned as well. So critical shots increase your anomaly power by 2,780, 78,452, and again we got base, median off the other buffs, so stack that on top of the other stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks, racks and racks, but you're going to see some crazy anomaly power. This build is crazy. And then we got Seismic Commander's footgear, so we've got max health, status, power, skills, life leech. We've got Anomaly Echo again, so again grants 177,648 firepower as well as 165,443 anomaly power on top. So again, firepower is getting stacked, anomaly power is getting stacked, your build is growing exponentially, it's going crazy, it's just going super strong. So like I say, Dama style, man, just keeps getting stronger the crazier the game gets. Then we got Sharpen Spike, Impale skill deals 905,193. Yo, thanks for the follow, man. I'll see a couple of follows. I'm just doing some YouTube videos, folks. So yeah, 193,000 damage just for the Impale, hence why we're doing 2 million per Impale 1, plus the additional Impale straight after, again 3 million-ish. And that's before any buffs have occurred. So you can figure out how stupid the damage is. And if you watch that video, you can see the Impales hitting like 7 million, 10 million, and it just keeps going up and up. And then obviously we've got Unstoppable Force on the bottom piece as well. Again, if you're new to the game, you probably don't know how it works, but the veterans know. We've been covering this quite a lot. I covered this in all my build videos as well. But Unstoppable Force increase your anomaly power by 50% of your resistance piercing. And then if we go to the stats, it was bugged on my Pyro YouTube video build I just did. But again, it will be bugged sometimes in the menu, folks. Sometimes you have to go into a match and click it. I don't know, it's just weird. I don't know how they've done it, but some of the numbers don't show up. Like it showed armor pierce 0 on my Pyro build, but we had armor piercing weapons with us. So the base should have been like this. This is what it says roughly, 40. But then resistance pierce 66. So it's very high again, off base. That's without anything being used. We're just stuck in the menu. So the numbers seem to go up anyway as you go through a mission. So if you see some numbers here and you're not too sure, go into a mission, double check them. It is bugged sometimes. I don't know if that's just on console or not. Global cooldown is 50% as well, very high as well. So that goes with that. Now, one thing I do want to go over quickly, we'll go over the skills themselves. So Earthquake we've got, so that's 4.8 seconds. You can get it to 4.4, 4.2 I believe, but we got it at 4.8. So, you know, it's still ridiculous. 1.2 million off base. Again, no buffs added off base, a lot of damage, and you know how it stacks. And again, add that with your Impale. So again, if you're good with your maths numbers, 3 Earthquakes is 1.2 million, times that by 3. Times the spikes by 4, 2.2 times 4, plus, well, you'd say 3 million roughly, because on each enemy you can hit an extra spike. So 3 million times 4, and then you add on another 1.2 million times 3 on top of that with those 3 in a row. Now, something that has been changed, I do want to mention quickly, because some people didn't know about the patch update, but the patch update has changed the node. I used to have reflect bullets in there for the paladin to get that working. However, they've changed it, so you don't need paladins anymore, golem, which were kind of like dead kind of moves anyway, really. Just for they were good for the buffs, and I didn't mind them, but whatever. But now we can add whatever you want. So you can add endless mass to put them together. I haven't added any mods because you don't need them. You don't need them anyway. You can just use these two. But anything else is a bonus. But if you want to, like I said in the video when I showed it, you can freestyle and use your gravity leap. You could use Earthquake, one Impale, and you could just rotate through them. Because the cooldowns are so quick, you can use whatever and still have plenty left. And then again, you can use your weapons if you need to as well. Now, if we're going for the patch tree, we can actually, you know what? Let's go over the main tree first, just to cover that quickly. So there are some new plays to the game as well. So again, if you're doing immediate damage off base, you're doing over 250,000, 324,675 just with the immediate attack. And then we've gone for Anomaly Reservoir, increase your anomaly power, hence why we've got so much anomaly power as well. Seismic skill cools down. Now we're using Earthquake and Impale, so we definitely want that for a cooldown. Skills Life Leech, always want that, you know, more damage, more bleed damage as well overall. Increase your anomaly power by 15% and increase your anomaly power by 45% for Paladin, which is what I just mentioned. So this used to have Golem, if you were old Devastator or OG Devastator, this used to have Golem or the Reflect Voice to activate it, but now we don't need it, which is such an amazing thing, so good job on that one, man. Pure Anomaly as well, increase your resistance piercing, which we went through already against resistance, no resistance against the fortified, the scaling and the armor pierce, etc. Increase your anomaly power by 15%, anomaly reservoir. Red Rivers, increase your bleed duration by 30%. So as I mentioned before, 50 off the base armor, another 16 was it off the blood mod we used as well, tainted blood I think it was, and then reduce seismic skill, cools down again. So Earthquake and Impale, this is hence why we got it so low for the cooldown. Anomaly Reservoir, increase your anomaly power by 15%. Increase your bleed duration again by 30% again. So again, crazy numbers, and they're going to bleed over time, causing mega damage. Executioner is amazing. Increase damage by 20% against enemies' damage of 30% health. So again, once they hit that certain amount of proc, so one Earthquake, well, funny enough, I can show you one Impale, and it does stat stupid damage. Literally every normal enemy is on about 20%, if not less. So one Impale, 7 million damage, then hit him with that again, it'll just do mega damage. So if they do survive an Earthquake or anything like that, then you just do the next one, they're super dead. So again, we've gone for this as well. Anomaly Reservoir, increase your anomaly power again. Bloodbath, bleed enemies afflicted to 30% more damage. I think I went over that already. Blood donation for your healing, obviously you want to stay topped up, and again, I didn't struggle whatsoever in that trials, I showed it. I put myself in the worst positions and still be just dominated and destroyed, so this is definitely important to keep your HP topped up and you keep you going. The longer you're able to keep going and do more damage, you're going to survive, do more damage, and get through the trials quicker and cause more problems for them anyway. So again, Skill Sentry, it's a must, because if you want to get to the last one, you have to go for this. It's not essential, but increase your armor by 20% and resistance by 20% for 10 seconds when your skills end. Bonus does not stack. So again, more damage and more buffs for us. We can take it, so we definitely take that. Bloodbath, bleed afflicted enemies deals 30% more damage again. Bleed, damages, buffs, everything all stacked. It all stacks up, does crazy damage. And again, increase your resistance piercing by 15%, bumping up our anomaly power and everything else. And then obviously we got Earth's Heritage, increase seismic skill base, damage by 50%. So again, that goes for Earthquakes, that goes for Impales. You could change that middle stat to Statue. Statue doesn't really do any damage unless you add on a mod, so you can do that as well if you wish. Now, we haven't really changed anything from the last build video for the patch tree, we didn't have to. I will go through some of the stuff that changed quickly, but again, melee damage there, covered that for you. Impact point, your seismic kinetic skill damage is increased by additional 50% of your anomaly power. So again, Earthquakes buffed, Impales buffed, and then we have those, and then we got Gravity Leap there as well. So again, your skill damage is increased by an additional 50%. So our anomaly power is 1 million, they get buffed obviously by the 500,000 on top. And that bonus damage is split amongst enemies, And then we got Puncture, so again, Earthquake and Impale. We didn't need to add a mod to make them bleed because the Puncture already makes those skills do bleed damage. Anomaly damage to enemies afflicted with bleeds increased by 10%. So again, it's all going to stack up. That damage is crazy, and that's why we're doing that crazy damage. Earth and Shield damage dealt with these skills converted to shield. So again, the fact that our cooldowns are so high, our shield is constantly topped up. So we always have a crazy shield for survivability, and then on top of that we have max health in some of the parts, so our health is crazy, and we're just tanky as shit. So you don't have to backtrack or go down, you can just dominate the whole thing. And if you watch my trials again, and all 3 boss runs, with my Devastator and my Pyro, I don't even move, I just run straight at the boss rush him, just stand there and just tank him and just destroy him. It's just amazing. Upheaval got changed, I believe, slightly, so enemies damaged by seismic skill will upheave for 2 seconds, storing 15% of damage received during that time, releasing it once effect ends. So I think that got nerfed. I think it was 30. I can't recall it at the top of my head, but yeah, I think it got nerfed. But again, doesn't really make any difference to this build. So again, Earthquake, mega damage. So you're damaging it, stored 50% of the damage, and releasing it once the effect ends. So again, once the Earthquake's done, you release it. Once the Impale's done, that will release it as well. And then on top of that, Multi-Strike, 30% of damage dealt by seismic skills is stored and added to your next seismic skill. The effect resets every time you release your stored damage. So again, you could proc 3 Impales, you could proc 4 Impales first, stack up that crazy damage, then hit 3 Earthquakes. You would have to wait a little bit for the cooldown of the Impales after, hence why I always said you can do 3 Earthquakes first, then Impales, so that's 10 attacks in a row. But if you're on a freestyle, you could do an Impale, and other things where you could do an Impale and an Earthquake, and you just see the numbers go crazy, crazy, crazy. One thing I did miss on my last video is the Ascension tree, but I'm assuming everyone's got to that level, so maybe that's why I didn't go over it quickly. But yours, anomaly power is obviously common sense. With this, you want max as much anomaly you can. These are essential, so they all stack, so that resistance, piercing, and recover, the more you get, the better you get. We covered this skills leech as well, stacks up. Status as well for that bleed duration, and anomaly as well. And then obviously everything else is a bonus. You want your cooldown as well covered, obviously. And anything else on here, armor piercing bonus, stuff like that, you can do that as well. And obviously these for survivability if you need it. But yeah, that's it, folks, man. Go quickly over the skills. I'll go over the weapons as well quickly. So again, we've gone over the skills themselves, we've gone over the damage numbers, so you can change it for if you want. But Gravity Leap on base will do 865. So it's almost 1 million damage off a skill on top of all this that we didn't have access to before, but because of the patch we do. Now weapons wise, if you want to, I'd say the perfect setup for me and perfect setup for yourself really would be Omen for status for bleed. Obviously we can make them bleed from whatever we do anyway, but why not have it on a weapon? Firestorm, again, why not add more damage overall? Again, we're doing, at this level, we're doing 3.47 million off Firestorm alone. That's just base. And then we got Ravenous Locust on here as well, which is 2.3 million. So if you take obviously the Firestorm, the Ravenous Locust, and the Omen on top, you're talking about what? Say 4 million, about 7 million off base, just off a shot off your gun. So what you want to do is just shoot your Omen at the enemies, get that debuff as well. So don't forget there's a debuff in the Omen. So shoot that 10% debuff. So on all of that stack on that bleed, think about an enemy having the debuff of 10% before you do all that. Hit him with the 10 bomb, like I said, 3 Earthquakes, 4 Impales, 3 Earthquakes. That's a 10 bomb. That's with a debuff. You can do all that in a matter of seconds as well. So that's what's amazing. With Gravity Leap, how the old build was, the amount of animation time it used to take to do that and drop, it's good and all, and I said I can do a Gravity Leap build, which I've already done the Gravity Leap build, but like I said, I'm evolving with builds and making builds better, and I think it's way better like this. Constant survivability, constant damage, constant crowd control, and just constant damage to the point. And we have got Gravity Leap as well, so again, I've covered everything. So this is the ultimate god build, I'm telling you now, facts. And then on top of that, we got, that's the first weapon. So again, I would definitely say this is a must. And again, we got armor piercing there, so if you can't get access to these weapons, understandable. But again, this is hybrid build, so bring the best armor, bring anything with armor pierce as the top weapon, your main weapon, so you get the armor pierce, and anything else is a bonus. Make sure you get some statuses included as much as you can. These will be ideal, but anything closest will be phenomenal for you. And then again, I was the first one to do this, and you can see my build video when I released it back then, 42 seconds the Arbiter, on like 2 days of the game coming out. I used the Evening Star back then, I've kept it since then because I loved it. It's got Destronome in there, so when your 2 of your skills equipped on cooldown, receive a 215,000 firepower bonus. Now that will stack on the arms, Anomaly, Echo, other ones as well, which I mentioned already, that give you firepower bonuses on top, and then the other ones that we use, so you can stack those. So again, this is a kind of a hybrid build. So we've got a couple of buffs for firepower, add that on there as well, and you just got best of both worlds, so you've got everything covered, yeah. So move groove as well, arms anomaly like I said, but I think I did, no, so does that do both? Yeah, so that's the only thing I said incorrectly was armors and army. It doesn't give you firepower, but the other 4 buffs, one of the 3 will give you firepower on top. So again, once these all stack together, we've got 484,000 firepower. Get those buffs added on, it does way more damage. It's absolutely ridiculous. Sometimes you just feel fun just shooting and you just destroy everything anyway, so that covers that. And then Mage's Rage, obviously, you know, that's been covered. I didn't need to use it in my build or my speed runs, just like I did with the Pyro, but you can use it there if you want to use it. And then we got Bleed on the enemies as well. This used to be more important since the armor pierce, and we did mess around with first things first and vulnerable bullets. Vulnerable bullets will cause 15% debuff anyway, so you want that on your pistols. I'd always recommend bringing that if you haven't got vulnerable bullets on your build. 15% debuff, lasts for 10 seconds, do your damage. You can use first things first to increase your armor piercing on top. But like I said, don't always go off the values in the main menu, because sometimes it's bugged. I don't know if it's just console, but like I said, my last video said 0, but we had armor pierce. We had 2 armor pierce guns on me, so it had to be, you know, technically it should say like 60, but it doesn't. Which both armor pierces say 30 each. But yeah, resistance pierce is 66% again, very high off base, and that's hence why we got like a million base. Well, say million base, 974,000 to be correct, but base is a million when we just move walk, like I just showed you, one of the mods. So there you go, folks. Like I said, I was just happy to show it because, like I said, I love creating the content and that, but I just don't like seeing false information given out when things are claiming they're the best build and the ultimate build and the most OP, and you like thinking that's dope. Someone's made a build that covers everything with no dead mods. You go on the video and they're missing 3 or 4 pieces, or saying, "Oh, I could have put this here," but you haven't got the piece, so you don't know. Get the pieces. Make a build that doesn't have no dead mods. Make sure it covers everything. You don't need to change your pieces, but that's what I've done with this build. So yeah, that covers it, folks. So yeah, if you need anything else covered, I do carries every day. Make sure you check out my Twitch channel, CAPTAINP67. The links will be in the description below. I'll probably link the trials clear that's done with the Devastator build. I'll probably add a few things as well on top of that in the links. But you can go to my Twitch channel. So if you want to sub to my Twitch, you can. If you want to donate, you can do that through my Twitch channel as well. The links will be in the description below for that as well. And that's it, folks. Like I said, I just want to make sure I get this content out. It's only been a day, so less than a day. I've done 2 solo clear trials videos already with the Devastator and the Pyro. I'm actually working on Trickster build. I'm new to the Trickster anyway for this kind of Worldslayer, so I'm up to looking at people's builds, and if they got some phenomenal builds, I'll give them shout outs. Like I gave out 2 shout outs to the 2 YouTubers when I made my last video, my other build video, because they did different builds to me that were original, so I gave them credit as well, and we're good to go. What's up, Amaterasu? How you doing? I see you just followed the stream. I'm just doing a YouTube video. What time do you use your carries? Every day. I can do your carry now. Let me just wrap up the YouTube video and I'll carry you now. If you need any carries, just let me know what you need. So yeah, folks, if you enjoyed the content, like I said, you can just follow the links in the description below. And do not pay for any carries like I made clear in the last video. I don't know what people are charging for carries, something ridiculous. Just come to me if you need any carries. You don't need to like donate, sub or nothing. You can just join the streams. That's for a carry, like the new review I just got. And I'll just carry you through whatever you need. So I'll carry you the Devastator or the Pyro. And like I said, I'm working on a Trickster next. So if you enjoyed the content, like I said, just like the video, subscribe if you wish as well. I do content daily, carries every day, 4 to 6 hours of carries for the community every day. And I do YouTube videos and guides and build videos as well for the content. So that was that. So yeah, thank you on that note. And it's your boy P. Peace.